I mean, it's definitely a different stage in my career. I mean, with everything that's gone on with the injuries and stuff for the last few years, I want to make the most of these last few tournaments. Obviously, want to do as well as possible, if I can. But definitely, probably slightly less expectation when I was in my mid-20s, the middle part of my career.
The Evening Standard spoke to Andy Murray, two-time Wimbledon champion, about his hopes for a successful centre court comeback.
Yeah, it's been good. I missed playing the French Open in Paris to try and prepare as best I could for Wimbledon. I'll definitely come into Wimbledon we'll have played a lot of matches, but also because Queen's didn't go so well, the positive to that is that I get a lot of time to prepare here, and also should go into the tournament pretty fresh. So
I also want to speak to you about mental health amongst pro tennis players, because I know it's something that Emma was speaking out in her big interview the other day, sort of saying how there are times that she wishes she didn't even win the US Open.
It doesn't shock me. I think it's disappointing and sad to hear that. I think especially individual sports can be really hard. A lot of the time you're on the road, away from your friends and family, and you have a tough loss, and you go back, you're in a hotel room on your own. You've got the whole social media thing to deal with now as well. And when I played here, the first time when I was 18, I'd never played in front of a big crowd before, and there's nothing that really prepares you for that. It's like overnight success and just changing of your whole life. Paparazzi, and maybe your friends start seeing you a bit differently, and you then don't necessarily know who to trust, because lots of people then want a piece of you, and your family are trying to do the right thing for you, but it's new to them as well. There's a personal responsibility that you have to take, but I think the sport itself has to do a better job of educating and protecting players. It feels like tennis is back to front, and that when you're 18, it should be the 35, 40-year-old that's telling you what to do all the time, whereas as an 18-year-old, you're in charge of your team and all of those things as well. And it's just really, really difficult. And I made my fair share of mistakes, obviously, and I would want to obviously try and help any of the young players not make the same ones that I made.
What are your particular coping mechanisms now with the added challenge of social media, or do you see it as a challenge? Do you enjoy social media?
I genuinely think that most people would probably be better off if we didn't have it, just purely from a mental health perspective. I know there is positives to it as well, but I think in many ways, the negatives outweigh the positives.
It's been 10 years since Murray's first Wimbledon win. So what does the future hold for the British tennis legend?
I'll take a little break after Wimbledon, and then I go over to the States to start getting ready for the US Open. Longer term, I know I'm not going to play tennis forever. I have an idea about when I would like to stop playing. It's not definitive, but an idea of roughly when that would be, and I would at some stage like to do some coaching, but that wouldn't be immediate when I finish playing. I definitely want to spend a lot of time at home. I'll definitely remain involved in tennis in some ways, but what that looks like, I don't know.
Hopefully we'll be a long way off.
I hope so, yeah.